Successful Broadcasting Network.
Okay, Carla, are you ready to have some fun with our first guest?
You know we already been having fun off the air. My mic not up, is it?
No, it's up.
You be trying to mute
I'm just
me
trying
sometimes.
to mute you. I try to mute her because sometimes, with that when that accent comes out, I just can't.
Whatever.
Right. Well, we have in studio an amazing actor who I said this is like an actor's dream to be able to work with Clint Eastwood. I mean, amazing, and I can't wait to hear all about it. He plays Joe Pesci in a movie coming out on June 20th in the theaters called Jersey Boys, and I didn't even know it was being made into a movie until heard about this, and I was just, oh my God, we just showed you the trailer, and it looks good. We have Joseph Russo in the house. Good, how you doing, my friend?
Great, man. Thank you for having me.
So, we, like I said, this really is like a dream to be able to work with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
I mean, he's puts, as an actor and as a director of just amazing movies. And so first of all, tell us how you got this role, because this, this is big for you.
It's high profile, dude.
This
It's
Yes.
high profile.
Yeah, this is good. It was a great experience. My dear friend of mine, Jeremy Luke, him and I started this web series thing just to shoot called Turbo and Joey, and we literally started it. It was about two kids of Staten Island coming out to Hollywood trying to, I don't know, quote unquote, make it, whatever. And then it went on for a couple years, and then this guy Justin Scheck came on with his writer Lev Iden, and they wrote these like 6 episodes that pretty much were based around, but a lot of the premise was trying to get a part in a Joe Pesci movie, and the only way we can get this part in the movie is we have to submit a video. We submitted, and so we went out to the desert and we recreated shot for shot of the scene in Casino where Joe Pesci and Al Pacino meet into the desert, and helicopters. I mean, if you see it, the Turbo and Joey, just did a shameless plug, but if you see it, and then so we did this, and it was like kind of how what is it? Life reflects art.
Life imitates art.
It was so wild because then we get this call that this role is out. And then I went in, I just auditioned on tape, and then I heard I was Clint's first choice. And
Wow.
You didn't have to audition again?
Just one. He does everything apparently off of tape.
Wow.
It was,
I need to
went
brush up
in.
my tape skills, dude. I'm just saying.
And then it was great. And then I heard that I was his top choice. And then we just waited and said that I got it. And then
How long was the wait?
It was about like 3 weeks altogether.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, so then once I found out I was in like the top bracket, I just started doing the research, and acting as if I got it, just so I can be prepared.
Well, that's good.
Putting it out there to the
Saved
universe.
yourself some time.
Yeah,
probably.
it was great. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Because by the time they called you to tell you got it, you probably had to start shooting right away.
Yeah, it was
right?
pretty soon. It was like maybe a week after that. So the minute that it was official, I called up the cast and we started rehearsing together.
What was that first day like where you got to meet the other people and other cast members?
We spent a lot of time together. The cast, at least as much as we can to rehearse. We wanted to be prepared. And then, when we first day, it was like surreal. You didn't even realize that this was actually happening, but you always want to be at this place. But it was just really, the set working for him was the most focused, the best energy I've ever been around. Everybody was he keeps the same crew for like 20 years.
Wow.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because they know how you work and, they know your language.
Yeah, and it was great. And it was like, everybody that was a part of it, doesn't have a ton of credits. Vincent Piazza really had the most, aside from Christopher Walken, but that wasn't the first day. So everybody was kind of in it together and like really just taking it all in together. It was wonderful.
Wow. So this is some information I didn't know, that Joe Pesci was a part of the Force. I mean, tell us how the connection. Tell us the connection.
From the research I gathered, Wikipedia, and maybe
when I saw this, I was
and
like,
I can
how
help
was Joe
him with
Pesci?
that.
Yeah.
I can help him with that.
the phone calls. I mean, I went crazy with trying to contact. I was able to talk to Tommy DeVito on the phone,
Wow.
and I gained some information. But Joe Pesci was friends with all of them growing up, mainly Tommy DeVito. They would run a scam in a bowling alley. And Joe Pesci was big into music. He played guitar. He was in a jazz band. And
I would never
he
guess
managed
that,
bands. And this was all like
Hysterical.
16. And I'm thinking, like, what do I do at 16 years old? And so he winded up realizing that before it was the Four Seasons, the three lovers, they never had anybody to write songs,
Right.
and he met Bob Gaudio at this show they were doing in Bergenfield, New Jersey, and he winded up bringing Bob Gaudio to Tommy DeVito's attention, saying, I think you got this guy that would complete your band. And so he,
like I said earlier, who would have thought?
Who would have ever thought it? And
I would never.
And it was
guessed
wild.
that.
Like Joe Pesci was on this show called the Star Time Kids,
Yep.
which is like a variety show. That's like, remember Kids Incorporated?
Right,
Do you remember that?
yeah.
I
Yeah. Oh Lord, you went back to Kids
Well, I mean, it was the only way I could reference it.
Ah,
Yeah. And they never lip synced.
Ooh,
They never lip
bless.
synced on that show.
He said
Yeah.
Kids Incorporated. All right.
And that
you
was
know
kind
you
of
wanted to be on it.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on.
dying to be. Because they still cast.
Right.
So, and he was on this show, and I tried finding the footage. I couldn't, but I know he played the guitar. He was into jazz music, heavily musically influenced, and I know his father wanted him to be in the entertainment industry. It was really interesting.
By the way, this is my co-host. He
Hello.
got stuck in traffic.
It's
Yeah,
LA.
it was probably a cell over in
Doctor.
Beverly Hills.
So I'm not gonna let you dog out my boy, but what I am gonna do is I have a couple of things that I do know about Jersey Boys to help my brother out over there
Hey,
on
I'll
the
go
other side of
for
the table. So
the
I know
Broadway star.
whatever. So I know for a fact that one of the guys that's in the movie, his name is Donnie Kerr.
Yes.
Donnie did
Waxman.
right. He's playing Norm Waxman.
Yes.
Donnie did. I think he may have done the stage version a couple of times, but Donnie met Des McAnuff, who was the director of the Broadway production, when we all did the Who's Tommy. So Donnie was in the Who's Tommy and ended up getting Jersey Boys because of Des, and so I was really excited when he got the movie.
That's
right?
amazing, yeah.
And then I know John Lloyd Young, who created
John
the
was great,
role,
yeah.
and won the Tony for it on Broadway, is doing a Frankie Valli in the film as well. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And him and the person playing Bob Gaudio, who's playing Nick Massey, they were all cast. So Eric Bergen, John Lloyd Young, Michael Lamenda, and me, Vincent Piazza, and I are pretty much the only two out of that were never part of the Broadway production.
Now, where are you from originally?
Originally New Jersey.
So when you told your family and people
Yeah.
back there that you get to play Joe
Yeah.
Pesci,
Did they
what
gag?
was
Oh
the
my God,
reaction?
it was instant tears. It was instant crying. I mean, it's I didn't even tell them until it was top choice. I mean, I didn't even say anything. I don't want to talk. I'd never say anything.
Don't wanna, yeah.
No, and so
it.
then finally I told my father, and I told him, he's like, just hysterical. It was great, and my mother too. And I don't think it really settled in on what exactly it was until we
Until
started,
after,
and realizing how big it actually was.
So
and what
who
it was.
actually called you to tell you got the gig?
My manager, Myrna Jacoby.
Okay.
Yeah, she called me up, and she was.
And
just
when did you actually meet Clint? When you guys started to
the
shoot?
first day? Yeah.
Wow.
So that was.
How was that first meeting?
It was great. He
I
found
mean-
me. I kind of walked on the set like not. All right. I guess I just got there a little early.
Don't
after
you
we
hate
got
that
wardrobe.
first day where you don't
Yeah, exactly.
hi,
And then it
don't
turned
know
into a
anybody.
family really quickly. And then he went up and he was like, Joey. And I was like, oh. And then it was great. It was immediate, hit it off. It was wonderful.
He's tall, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Well, I'm really short. So I'm not joking.
Because a lot of people that I've interviewed and when they've worked with people like Clint or to that A-list person, what do you look for as an actor? Do you look for guidance, or do you watch him as he's working? What do you do to learn to help your own craft?
Honestly, it was just the focus. It was the way that he talks to everybody, and it's the way that we're on the same team, and he's an actor as well.
Right.
And it was never like throwing the hammer down. It was always very like a collaborative effort where we're both here to do what's your input on this, and then his input, and then you go from there. It was quite wonderful that way.
Did he ever? What was like some advice or some words of encouragement that he gave you? What was some of that?
Well, I think a big thing that we discussed was it's not a caricature, and that's when I went in for the audition as well. I never wanted it to be a caricature, and I heard that in the musical it was very like he talked like that.
Yeah,
Tommy.
he did.
And this was I wasn't going to go there. I want to pay him homage. I don't want to make it like a laughable thing. I mean,
Right.
he's
Like a
a
lampoon
hero of
thing.
mine. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a hero of mine, and why I wanted to act. You see a guy like that, you want to be that guy.
Right.
in acting. If you're in real life, you're gonna go to jail about 15 times. But you know, he and so it was a big thing that we discussed was that what I did apparently opposed to others was that it was never a caricature. This is a real person that and that was it. So.
Did you get to meet him yet?
No, I'm dying to. I can't. Hopefully he'll be at the premiere.
He probably will be. He lives
Are you
here.
gonna start crying or anything?
Well, I really hope I see him. I really hope. Just like how my father was when I called up.
You say your mother's coming out?
My mother's coming out. She's going to be my date for the premiere.
That is
excited.
awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
And it's her birthday today, if I could throw that in there. Hi, Mom.
Happy birthday,
Hi,
Mom.
Mom. Yes. So
That's
she's watching.
awesome.
Last day of was it the first day of Gemini or last day of Taurus?
What?
Last day of Taurus or first
Oh,
day
I
of
don't
Gemini?
know. I don't know.
No idea.
I know I'm a Scorpio, and that's it.
Stings like
Things
I
that
would
make
It's
not
right on
know.
the cusp,
I
so
don't
I don't
know
know if it's the last day of
Oh
Taurus.
yeah,
or
because your
first day of-
birthday's next week. You're getting old. Farewell.
And we're back.
And we're back. So okay, so the Turbo and Joey. What?
Yeah.
Okay, when you started putting this together, were you here or were you in
Here, everything was here.
So you started here, and you said it was just with your friend Jeremy Luke.
Jeremy Luke, yeah, he was Mob City, played Mickey Cohen.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so Don John, he was in that. Yeah, so him and I really became good friends.
Now, I noticed, it's the accents and now do you have roles where you have to like get rid of the accent and play it?
I mean,
like a Midwestern
I
kind
mean,
of talk like this.
I can't he can talk like that. He can talk like this, talk real slow.
Right.
No, to be honest. I mean, it goes away when I'm doing, especially I do a lot of theater, and when I do theater, it goes away a lot of times.
Is it
just the
difficult?
pronunciation.
Is it difficult for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's something you have to be conscious of and aware of constantly, and it's a constant work in progress. I know.
bet.
When I talk to my manager, when I talk to my manager, she really harps on me not talking with an accent. We work on that, and then going to coaches, but it's a good trick is I walk around with a wine cork in my mouth. I swear.
Really?
Yeah, it makes you like really strengthen your mouth, so you open up your mouth when you talk, and it's
That's
great.
funny.
Yeah.
Wow. I
That's
did not.
But mainly my roles have been like a lot of New York-based roles,
Okay.
Italian.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, there's always movies out there
Yeah.
and series. I mean, so what other stuff have you done that we
Shakespeare.
might have? Shakespeare.
TV wise, I've Parks and Recreations.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh yeah, I was Rashida Jones's love interest on that, so that was great. Bones, the TV show
Yeah.
Bones, How I Met Your Mother, iCarly. So a lot of TV stuff.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Wow.
before that, yeah, and right before Jersey Boys shot a movie called Lucky Number with Malcolm Goodwin, Thomas Pelfrey, and Natalie Hall. That was great. I was in New York, so it's moving.
So putting Turbo and Joey together, is it something that you want to also work behind the camera?
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to.
Oh.
No, I can't.
She's like, no.
No, there's something in.
I love
There's something
you over there.
You got a good publicist.
Yes.
She got
Right.
your back.
That's right.
We got something going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we
Well,
want.
then you'll have to come back. That's
Yes,
a reason to come
perfect.
back.
Very
That's
cool.
it.
Yeah,
It's nice
because
to know.
we have to have the exclusive.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang.
Since we got the no.
That's right.
From Cecilia over there.
Deal. That's a deal.
Okay.
Bless.
So yeah, working with Clint and. Have you watched? Oh yeah, he's like looking like making sure like what. Now working with Clint, have you seen all his movies? Because I've seen pretty much every movie he's ever made.
I tried becoming familiar with anything that I didn't see. I became familiar with just to get maybe I could find a style of shooting and seeing something as long as the way that he likes to shoot. I figured, plus they're great, so
Right.
why not?
Right.
So
And it sounds like this movie is going to be one of those movies that's probably going to be Oscar nominated.
yeah, it's.
I mean,
Yeah, I
pretty much
mean-
every movie he does.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like-
yeah, that plus the thing, I was saying before we got on the air that I was going to do a recap of the Cannes Film Festival. And so about this time last year, 9 times out of 10, whatever I talk about that hits the festivals usually ends up getting Oscar buzz on it. About this time of the year, the buzz starts, circling certain types of films. And Jersey Boys has been one of those films that even before they
She put it
announced.
out there.
Well, I'm just saying, even before they announced that it was going to be the gala closer at the Los Angeles Film Festival,
Yeah.
there was hype on it. I mean, they've released the trailer before they even released the release date for the film. So that's a good
Yeah.
good sign.
Yeah, it
that's
is.
a good sign that the film is probably really good
Yeah.
and that it will do really well. And that musical's been running on Broadway forever. They've
And
had a
London
company
as well,
in
yeah.
Vegas and London. It's all over the world.
And it's amazing because it's not. I mean, it's not a musical. I mean, really, in the movie that he shot was not a musical. It's like
Right.
Walk the Line. It's within that vein.
Oh.
They only sing when they're meant to sing, whether they're the
Okay.
television show and
So
they're in
like
the
you
studio.
break,
Yeah,
break,
exactly.
like walking
It's
through
like
the
you
mall.
breaking the
and,
song.
and the cinematography behind it, it was very, the DP Tom Stern. It's very the way it's shot is very 1950s, 60s, and the story is dark. I mean, there's a dark
Yeah, it
aspect
is.
to it, which is wild because a lot of the music is happy and upbeat, but I mean, his daughter died. There was a lot of
He had
stuff
a lot going on.
and the mafia was involved heavily.
Yes, very much so.
it's interesting. When I saw the screener, I was like, this really is it's a dark story, but it's a feel good story.
But the musical is dark too.
It
The
is?
the musical isn't like, it's
Yeah.
not like Jazz Hands. It really isn't. It's not. It's for those people, for me especially. I didn't know anything about Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons unless my mother and father talked about it because that's their era. And I especially didn't know about the whole mafia connection.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the Joe Pesci connection. I didn't know about his life with his kids. His life was very dark in comparison to the life you would see on television and the way his world was depicted for the public.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. It's not one of those like, it's not like you're going to see Frozen. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
It's not Mamma Mia.
No.
Oh my God.
Nothing against Mamma Mia.
You're not going to see Frozen
well,
the musical,
movie
people.
Mamma Mia, I want my money back. That's all I can say. Now, did you know anything about Frankie Valli before?
Yeah, I mean, I was, growing up back east, it's a huge influence in my own family. That's, that's
Right.
music that I grew up listening to through my mother and my father and
Yeah,
family
me too.
parties.
Yeah.
But as far as the history of it and the research of it, no. I knew nothing, and that was great to sink my teeth in to find out everything, and it was wild. It was wild to research it.
That's the thing. I love like documentaries, and I love movies where Ray did and stuff, because
That was dark too.
Because we always see
That's
these
very dark.
characters or these singers and musicians and recording artists. We see them on stage, and we really don't get to see. Well, a lot of them now because it's reality shows,
yeah.
but now, but
Don't
the
get me
movies,
started.
with the movies, it's I don't know. I think these are essential for the public that really want to see kind of
and also an appreciation.
Yeah, an appreciation,
for
yeah.
being, realizing that at one point they were just as big as the Beatles.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's wild, and to see what Frankie Valli went through for other people's debts was quite amazing, and it was a quite testament of his own character. And I got to meet Mr. Valli on set. He
Oh, you
came
did?
a lot. Yeah, he came a lot,
Oh, wow.
which was wonderful. And he's such a great, nice guy, and it was like so appreciative that this was actually happening, the film, and it was nice to know that I was going to be a part of that.
Now, did he have a say? Did you ever see him say that it wasn't this way, or?
As far as I was concerned, no. I mean, I never heard it. I never heard him say anything like that. I'm sure he was involved in the process of making
Yeah.
sure that everything was
I'm
pretty
sure
factual.
they had those meetings beforehand.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
I'm sure he had those meetings for the musical. And since this is based on the musical,
Right.
then it would have been stuff that might have already been talked about
Yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah, because I never got to see the musical.
It's
so
It's
really
coming to the
good.
Pantages.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I'm
It's
going to
really
be there. I'll be
good.
this
there.
might revive the.
Yeah,
you
it's coming
guys.
to the Pantages
For those
soon.
of you listening that have never seen it, it is freaking amazing. You have to go see it. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. I
Will you
was like,
take
ooh,
me? Will you be my date?
I'll go with you.
Oh,
you
look,
know.
she
what am
was
I,
all
an onion?
excited. Yeah, I know.
What am I, an artichoke? Am I coming to this thing?
Right. Well, you should be able to get a free ticket. We'll go with him. I mean, he's not going with us because he's getting.
No, I'm supporting the
I'm gonna
theater. I
take
love
my
the theater.
mom because my
always.
mom's never seen it, and
Oh,
that's
she
her
hasn't.
era. You know.
Yeah, like I said, my dad, when I mentioned that you were going to be on, and he goes, "Oh, I know Frankie Valli." I mean, because he's 80 years old, so he's
Yeah.
old. But
80
this
is
is
young.
Yeah, well, no, he's old.
Lovely.
I know,
Wow,
right?
just
well,
glass
It's your
half
birthday
full.
coming up, right? See, now you wonder
yeah,
why he gets
deflect.
mad.
This is why I'm late.
yeah, he gets later
Just
every
deflect.
week, later and later. So is there more Turbo and Joey going to be made, or are you guys?
Yeah, there will be.
Okay, we
But
better.
I know,
Is that
I can't-
something you
I
can't
feel
talk
like I'm
about?
gonna-
Why are you teasing me?
Sorry, we can't release
But there is.
I didn't
Stop
hear. I
messing.
could,
She
but I
just
couldn't
said
hear what
no.
she said. So
Yeah.
She said no earlier. Why are you trying to act like you didn't hear her say
well,
no?
isn't that what we're supposed to do? Is find out breaking news for our listeners and his
Yes,
fans?
but
Come on.
you should maybe
Not at
ask
the
it in a
detriment
different
of his
way.
career.
Wait a minute. She said something.
We'll keep you posted.
Oh, she'll keep. I thought she said this. Okay, he could say that.
No. He really trying it,
I
isn't
know.
he?
Yeah, I love her. I wouldn't get her in trouble. Yes, I would. So Twitter. How do people follow you on Twitter?
Joey Russo Jr. is my.
There's
is my
another one, Junior.
Yeah,
yours
There's
is
a Joseph.
capital J.
Well, because Russo's the Smith of the Italians.
I think
That's-
so.
And
'cause
so there's so
we're
many.
looking, we're like, we find.
That's my Twitter handle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joseph.
Okay, that's
Joey
so
Russo.
sad. You're like,
Because
that's what
somebody
it is,
tweeted
right?
Joey
I'm
Russo
new to the
Jr.
social
was
media
small, and it
thing.
went to some other guy. And he
Yeah,
said, "Sorry
I
to
saw
bring-"
that. It came to me. I
He
saw it
was
was part
like,
of
he
that.
was like, hate to tell you, that's not me. I'm like,
That's the thing. I sorry to ruin the party, but that's not
His
me.
profile picture was like of him and his 4 kids. Like, yeah, thank God.
I was like, wow, 4 kids. He looks
I
so
was like,
young.
wow, okay.
I sent it to you.
Yeah, but somebody else had sent it out after I sent it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Gonna
got
get-
retweeted.
Gonna get a lot of followers after this one.
Right.
Yeah. People don't know where to go now. No, I'm joking.
But you're fine. You're fine. You need to come back and maybe
I would love
co-host
to
with
come
us.
back. Yeah, I live up the street.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so tomorrow.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. And
Wednesdays
Cecilia
and
needs to come
Fridays
back
just show
anyway.
up.
Oh, personally, I'll
And
be
you can
here.
come in late, as you can see. It's not a problem.
Clearly,
Yeah,
it wasn't
just
that
anytime
bad.
the
of a
hell you
thing.
want. Just come in anytime. So Jersey Boys comes out on June 20th.
June 20th.
Where was the premiere at?
The premiere is going to be at the Regal Cinemas in downtown LA, closing out the LA Film Festival.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes.
That's going to be fun. I love the LA Film Festival.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I for years I was always a part of the Hollywood Fringe Festival, which is around this
Oh,
time
okay, yeah.
for the theater. So it's nice. And
to be part of a different
yeah,
festival
yeah,
for a
it's really,
different reason.
yeah, it's really great. So
And
I'm
what are you going to
excited.
do the day it comes out? Are you going to go with a bunch of friends or?
Well, I'm probably going to get 35 calls from my mother saying, "Where are you? I landed.
What are
Pick
you
me
wearing?"
up." What are you-" So, but we got her hair and makeup coming. She's gonna be great. Knockout. Yeah, she's gonna be
Nice.
beautiful like she is. So it's nice.
See, that's why I like the East Coast boys. They always take care of their mama.
Yeah, if you don't, you get a beating. You got it.
Right? That's the way I feel.
No choice.
Yeah.
None.
Thank God my mom is bedridden now, because otherwise she'd whoop my ass every time.
She
I'm
still
just kidding.
can. She still
Wow.
No,
can.
she can.
She can do it with her mouth, boo.
Yeah.
No, she does. Not a look.
I mean, you know,
Exactly. That's it.
It's that look like, yes, mother, I love you.
Mama's got a whole new thing going on. That's another show.
Well, Joseph, thank you so
Thank
much.
you
You
so
go by
much for
Joe
having
or
me.
Joseph?
I go by Joey.
Joey.
But Joseph's
Yo,
the formal.
Joey, do you hear
yeah,
that all the
Joey.
I go by
Yeah.
Joey.
Hey, how you doing, Joey?
Hey, Joey.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
being
so much
here.
for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Say, all the fans in the
Great
house.
audience.
Is there anything
They're so
else?
wonderful, yeah.
Anything else that coming out that we should know?
No, just stay tuned for the
I'm
Turbo
trying.
Joey. Just stay tuned.
I'm trying. She's looking at me. She got her gun out.
She's
nothing,
gonna,
I
she
swear
gonna
to
drop
God. I
kick
didn't do
you.
nothing.
As
All right.
soon as you fade those mics, she's gonna drop kick you.
Yeah, I'm getting out
I'm
of here.
hoping. Yeah. I get into that kinky stuff. So, all right, we're
Yep.
going to be right
Oh,
back.
dear.
This is
Thank you.
Thank you.
And scene.
And we're going to take another break. This is, of course, the wonderful Glynis Grace from the Netherlands called The Voice Within. You know, this is the Christina Aguilera remake.
I know what song
Okay.
it is.
And then when we come back, we're going to do Carla's Corner. What are we going to talk about again?
We're gonna talk about the
Talk.
Cannes Film Festival, and then we're gonna talk about $1 Million Arm.
My
Sounds
Lord.
like an SNL skit.
All right.
Billion
Don't go
dollar
anywhere.
That was
We'll
for
be
you,
right back.
Joey.
Thank you. I loved it.
Young girl, don't cry. I'll be right here when your world starts to fall. Young girl, it's alright. Your tears will dry. You'll soon be free to fly. When you're safe inside your room, you tend to dream of a place where nothing's harder than it seems. No one else